Hi guys, it's Kath. Today, I'm going to show you how to make this woven leather chair and several other fun projects using a laser cutter. I just got this Xtool D1 laser from MakeBlock and couldn't wait to see how it performed making intricate miniatures. I personally love building miniatures, but you can also use this tool to make holiday gifts for family and friends. I'll show you how to make a few holiday gifts today as well. Let me first unpack the laser and put it together. It comes in this relatively small box and it's packed really well. All the pieces are tucked within these two foam compartments. This machine is mostly assembled and you just have to put the four sides of the frame together. Compared to the previous laser I showed you, this one was an absolute breeze to assemble, and it also feels significantly more well built. With that being said, it is more pricey, so you are getting a premium product. That's something to consider. I also love that the wire connections are color-coded, so it's pretty dummy-proof. Don't forget to add the zip ties. They'll secure your wires out of the way. The last thing you want is to burn through any of your wires. The actual laser is this rectangular piece. Slide it on and tighten the knob on the side. Now let's get it on my desk to test it out. Plug in the power and the USB cord. I'll first test this on construction paper to see how crisp the lines are. One of my favorite features is this pop-out foot that acts like a ruler. It gives you the optimal distance between the laser and your material for a super strong focused beam. Pop it down to get your height. Just make sure the end of it touches your material. Tighten your knob and pull it up to put it away. For the paper, I'm going to try a detailed design that I definitely don't want to cut by hand. It's a 3D card I found online. The design I chose is called Kissing Couple. After downloading the PDF design, I imported into Xtool software called LaserBox Basic. It really is a basic laser cutting software that gives you just what you need without any bells or whistles. Within this software, orange lines are for engraving and purple is for cutting. It includes preset material types, so you can just select the material and know the laser power and speed is optimized for you to cut or engrave it. I click Start to begin the cut. The orange shoe around the laser head is actually really helpful. Although you should always wear protective glasses when operating these machines, that shield provides some extra protection because you can never be too careful. A big plus for me is that it allows me to film the laser in action without the beam being too bright for my camera to capture. The paper design is finished and look at that detail. Carefully pop out the pieces you need for the card. This is really thin paper, and the next time I do this, I'll definitely opt for thicker paper. Once you have your pieces, assemble it on a card with some glue. I won't be using the little man and woman on mine because I like it a little simpler. This is such a great way to create your own cards for the people you love. Next up is another simple project that's perfect for the holidays. Don't worry, we'll get to the chair. But I want to show you some easier projects before we graduate to that one. Let's make some super easy custom ornaments with the wood slices. The easiest way to do this is to find an image online and save it. Then just import it and scale it down to the size you want. Select Engrave and the material type. Since I'll basically be burning wood, I brought my laser into the garage and opened the door. I definitely want a lot of ventilation, so I also turned on the fan. You can also put several images together to create one design. I did that here with this dollhouse inside a snow globe. You can also engrave pictures of yourself or your loved ones. The options are limitless. Let's get started on the leather chair. I found this stylish chair from Target's website and decided to use it as my inspiration. I studied it a bit to see what shapes the chair is made of. You can draw the shapes on paper and scan it, but I'm just drawing it straight in Photoshop. As you can see, all I'm doing is combining shapes to create outlines of the sides of the chair. This big piece is one side of the chair. The small rectangle is the backrest. The small strips will make up the seat and the leg rest. It's hard to tell which piece goes where, but I promise it'll make more sense. Once I have the shapes drawn, I first convert it into a SVG file and import it into the laser software. This turns my shapes into lines. Before making any cuts, I always like to test the image by engraving it on cardboard. This lets me know if my sizing is to scale. I'll be cutting on 3mm thick wood for this chair. In order to prevent burn lines on my wood, I cover it completely with painter's tape. This also keeps my wood flat. Start the laser. This design takes about 6 minutes to complete. Once it's done, remove all the tape and pop out the shapes. You can assemble the pieces with the shapes as they are, but I personally don't love the fresh laser cut look. Therefore, I sand out all the edges and round out all the corners. Use sandpaper and assorted files to get the pieces just the way you want. Look at the difference some sanding makes. For the weaving, I'll be using this thin black leather. You only need a few inches for this chair. I tape down the corners to prevent it from moving. Then use a rotary cutter to cut the strips. I don't cut the strips all the way to the edges because I don't want the leather moving as I work on it. Just cut in the middle section. Once you have that, trim off both sides. Now for the fun part of actually weaving this chair together. For the glue, I'm using E6000 epoxy in black. Simply add a dab on the long side of the rectangle and add the end of one strip. Do that across the full side. Then wrap all the strips around to the other side and glue them down. Trim off the excess leather. It's already starting to take shape. Now glue on the strips to one of the shorter sides. Make sure the glue is fully dry before turning it over. Now when you wrap this side over, weave each strip over and under the other ones. This process is actually really relaxing. Glue the other side down and trim off the excess. Now you have the chair back. Let's work on the seat. It's a very similar process, but you have to assemble this rectangle. I couldn't directly cut this as one piece because I wanted it to have a lot of curves. However, this chair will also look really great without curves. After your rectangle is complete, use the same weaving process for the leather strips. I love this part. I can honestly do this all day. Now just glue the seat to one of the sides. Glue on the chair back. Add on the other side. Lastly, glue on the little bar as the leg rest. How beautiful is this little chair? All the projects today was so much fun to make, and I hope you enjoyed it. Even though I'm not able to make as many videos as I used to, I love being able to share my ideas and techniques with you. I hope you guys learned something fun today. I'll see you next time. Bye.